Good morning, traders. All right, let's get started. Welcome to the Bookmap webinar, the All Markets webinar. The purpose here is to go through live order flow in the in the live market and look to where price might go next, based off of understanding the auction process and how traders are behaving within that process. And that's what the goal of order flow in general is, to start to understand the footprints in the sand of other people's behavior, and that cannot be seen in the candlesticks. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Alois. So that's our goal here, and we'll get into it here in just a minute. There's a few news items to go through. Not sure if you guys have seen the 12 days of Christmas trading tips and tricks that we have here. It is all over here now on our not our YouTube channel, I'm sorry, on our, let me show you here just a minute. In our Discord channel. It was a great campaign we put together here. So you can access here, just a minute. Anyway, if you go to bookmap.com and then 12 tips, you'll see it. And let me bring it up here just a moment. It was here at the top. Now I cannot find it. Okay, that's weird. All right, let me try this. Okay, there it is. I found it. Let's open it up. Yeah, here it is. You'll find it at 12 days of trading in here, and each day it's like an advent calendar, that you open up the little box, and we just did it here on our Discord channel, and we have a tip every day here, so there's 12 of them. Great stuff in here. Yeah, here's mine here, but you can see Charles's. Here's Doug's. Tom is here. We have Robert Rother, we have Scott Pulcini, we have Jay Trader, and a bunch of others in here. Frank did really nice work here. Mata Trading, Brandon, and then also Moby. Okay, so some really good stuff. Oh, and also Mayhem over here. So yeah, I would suggest go checking it out. It's pretty great stuff, and you've got 12 different trading tips in there. All right, so that's that. Also, it's the final week of our 50% off the MBO bundle. You guys have asked for this for quite a while, actually years. So we're doing it. We've had it now for a while, and you only have a few more days here. I think till the end of the month is the final day. If you want to get 50% off the MBO bundle of indicators, include stops and icebergs, Trader Map Pro, and a bunch of others. So it's quite a nice offering if you want to try it. All right, so go for it. And all you need to do is go to bookmap.com, and then you'll see it right here on the home page. There's two offerings right now. And the MBO bundle 50% off until the 31st. You can go to just click on the link there or go to the page. But there's another one too, and it just started yesterday. It's 30% off Bookmap Global Plus Annual. Okay, this is for the New Year's, and it will end on the 2nd. So you only have a few days for that one as well. If you subscribed to the Black Friday 3-month offer, they will prorate it, and you'll still get your deal. All right, so anyway, if you're interested in that, again, just go to bookmap.com, click on save on both today, and then you'll see the offers listed in here. Okay, and then you just go through the process. There's a coupon code. You'll read through it and see what it takes. All right, so let's go through some disclosures and then jump into the market. General disclosure, all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, that said, let's move on and let's take a look here. Now, as you guys know, I'm using this new beta or alpha version of Bookmap, you can see the bot in here that we can remove with TraderMap Pro or TraderMap Lite. So if I jump over here, you can see that I've removed that bot and that algo out of the liquidity heat map. But look at the heat map in here. If this isn't telling, then I don't know what is. There's a lot of liquidity on the offer up in here, you can see that market was not interested in tangling with it whatsoever. We see the aggressive buyers starting to come in here, and then they pull the liquidity on the bid in this area here and throw more on the offer here. Now, this isn't really a book flip, but you can kind of see what's going on in here, that this move here is moving the market away. Now, this is at 10 a.m., moving the market away from all of this previous price action in here. And then they're throwing, you see other traders wanting to be sellers up in these areas in here where it broke down from here. In fact, they're even more aggressive in here. They're down lower than where it broke from. It really broke from right here. If we take a look at it here, around this 60.43. All right, so anyway, that's pretty bearish, and we are trending lower. Okay, so now is this an opportunity in here coming back to where it dropped from here? Okay, and you can see that we don't find a whole bunch of buyers up in this move here, and then let's see if we can get sellers in here. And let's see if they're able to drop it back down and continue lower. Okay, that's what I'd be looking for. Now, before I jump into anything in here, I want to just take a step back. We'll find lots of opportunities in here, but I want to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. And I also want to show you this. Well, we looked at TraderMap Lite here or TraderMap Pro, but this other version of Bookmap here, it is alpha, and you will have access to it. I'm not sure exactly when, but I can zoom out in this version quite a bit. Not this one, actually. Hold on a minute. That is the rhythmic version. Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna add in the Bookmap data version here, and I'm gonna look at the ES in here, the continuous contract. Okay, just ES, not H5. Not the March contract, and I'm just going to subscribe to it. Okay, now it does say H5 now, however, it is the continuous contract. Now, this is pretty amazing. I'm still blown away by it. We've been working on this for years, and I cannot wait until you guys can get your hands on it and check this out. Pretty amazing stuff. Okay, we can zoom out now in Bookmap a long way, up to 3 years, and look at liquidity in here. Okay, so I'm going to continue to zoom out here. It will continue to load, and look how quickly it's loading as well. It's pretty amazing in here. This is a lot of data. Okay, so this big move here, now we have this context. This was the FOMC. And then we had the buyers come back in. Actually, we traded or even demoed this. This was Friday, last Friday. Demoed this higher time frame version last Friday. Due to the higher time frame nature of this, we found a really nice opportunity for trading to the upside. So what's going on now in the higher time frame? Well, we traded back up here. And you can see up into just about 6,100, and we see the selling coming in. Okay, so sellers are coming in. Where in the higher time frame do we think they are going to go? I would say down to the 6,000 or down to the swing here. around 59.77. Okay, and if we can see more sellers after that as well, more selling interest by the aggressors, we're looking for lower down here, maybe to 59.20 or so, where the buyers came in here. Okay. All right. So let me see if there's any questions first off, and then we will continue on here. No, okay, not on YouTube at least. And what about on Discord here? Just a moment. Oh, okay, Shark, you're asking about all these different add-ons, indicators. Yeah, these are all adapters, and it looks like you have no interest in these. But I would update them nonetheless. But this is for connecting to many different data providers in there. Alois says delete it. You can also just say whatever. Okay. But it's up to you. Yeah, just in case that you want to connect to them in the future, somehow, some way, then you'll use those adapters. Okay, so let's zoom in here and let's see what's going on currently in Bookmap. And we have some room to run here down to 6,000. So let's see if we can get that. This is what we were looking for earlier, is those sellers to come back in, and they did, and we are lower here. Okay. I also want to take a look at our candlestick chart in here. Good morning, Vinny. And let's take a look at that. And I am not going to sell the lows here, okay, especially at this time of day, but we'll look for maybe a pullback. And I just want to look at our bigger picture candlestick chart in here. This is the daily over here on the left, hourly in the middle, and the 15-minute in the right. You can see the what we were just looking at in Bookmap. This is our FOMC. This is the move right back up. Look where it went to. This kind of there'd be a lot of volume within this area, and it just kind of reached the peak of that volume, but not the highs. And then we see the selling coming in. Now this is a lot of selling pressure. Let's look at the hourly. Where are we going on the hourly? Well, we're at a swing down here, okay, right around this a 60-12 area. Okay, we see nothing but momentum here to the downside in the 15-minute chart. But right around here, I would anticipate some profit taking because of the swing, and there will probably be some new buyers maybe thinking that well, this is a deal at this point. So let's go over and let's take a look at this version of Bookmap, and let's take a look at that swing first off. Okay. Yeah, it's here. Boy, it doesn't look like much here in Bookmap. Let's just zoom in a little bit. Where are we at? 60.10. Okay, no, it's just right here. I'm sorry, 60.10. 6,000. Oh, it's this little swing right here. Okay, we'll put a horizontal line there. Okay, and then also we're looking at 6,000, and then the swing down here as well. Okay, so we got some levels in here to take a look at. Okay, oh, we're already moving down. Boy, I kind of missed that one right in here. This is where I kind of missed it in here, and just because I wanted to look at the higher time frame, it's kind of a pity. All right, let's see here. Still selling off pretty hard, looking for 6,000 here. Good morning, Rob. All right, so actually perfect timing, Rob. So there's something that we've been covering a lot in about order flow, and it it's kind of just reframed in a different light. We've been talking about supply and demand, and two types of supply and demand: aggressive and passive. Okay, so that there's four overall. There's aggressive and passive supply, and there's aggressive and passive demand. Okay, so, and what do I mean by that? Well, the passive supply or demand is the limit buy and sell orders. Okay, so this would be passive demand down here, okay, at this 6,000 level. And then, well, this bot's kind of messing things up in here, but we do see some supply, passive supply up here around this 11 level, or maybe 12. And the aggressive supply and demand, well, it's the volume dots in here. Okay? And we want to understand the context between the two, and the price structure as well. Okay, so for example, where did these sellers come in? They came in here and dropped it. Look at the retest here, and we don't find buyers. We find more sellers. Look at the retest here. Okay, Rob, this is exactly the kind of stuff. So back up here, right? Retest back up to here. We're looking for it to retest the sellers. Okay, see how, like, we don't want, this is not a lot of selling here. I'm looking for these sellers or these sellers up here. Okay, and we have aggressive demand starting to come in here. So now let's see if those guys are interested in trying to buy up and test the sellers up in here, because this is where the sellers took control of the market, and they remain in control of the market right now. Okay, so in fact, if you don't see high liquidity in here, trading into high liquidity, you can go off of, this is very much like going off of a footprint chart, and you can look at just where the sellers and buyers are in this context of the structure. Okay, and you can look for opportunities as well. So look at the buying coming in. Now we got to get the buyers in here to lift it above the swing here, back up into where these sellers came in, and that would be up here. Okay, so at 10 basically. All right, so here they are. All right, so now let's see if we can get one more push back up. Here's a pullback too, where these new buyers just came in, right? So let's actually take a shot at it here, just to kind of, it's not a position here that I want to go over. I just want to show you and demo this, and I'm missing it. In real time, I missed it. So this is what I was looking for. Okay, that here, this is where the sellers came in and dropped it. Now they were already tested, in fact, so we're looking for the next area to test as well. But this would be the first area. Okay, and we're finding more buyers. Right now, I was not interested in buying the high of the range in here, but I was interested in a pullback after finding the buyers. So Rob, for example, you've gone over this, or I remember seeing content and it kind of resonated with you a while back. So that look at where these buyers came in here. Now we see buyers in here as well. Okay, no sellers here, some buying, some selling, but then buyers come in again, retest. I don't see much selling. That's where I'm looking for the buyers to take it back up through, break this range, and come back up into this level here. Okay. All right. Does that make sense in terms of supply and demand? And let me see, downloaded the beta version. Okay, it's a beta version. Rob, it's not the alpha that has this higher time frame. So you guys will have access to it. I don't know when exactly, but I still want to demo it for you guys and get it, get you guys familiar with it. Okay, thanks, Alois. I see that you're looking at Ari helping Rob there. Okay, so now look at these aggressive buyers coming in now. Okay, where's the next area in here? Well, it's actually trading into it where they came in here, and also now here as well. This is what we were looking at right when the webinar started, and shorting from up here. Okay, so now let's see if the is there enough buying to let's see here, right? So we can look for another pullback in here. Okay, so here's an area right here. Okay, now I don't see buyers coming back in yet, okay, but I'm looking for it. That is not enough. Okay, here's where the buyer stepped in here as well. Okay, around this 13 level. All right, and let's see if we get our buyers back up here. All right, there we go. So I kind of got in on a very quick pullback here, and now I'm looking for a couple things. Okay, first test would be probably up to about here. Okay, now if I had multiple contracts on, that's what I would look for, taking some off at that area. And then what we'll do instead is we'll just move our stop up if we can get up there. Okay, you can see that it was very short-lived so far, but still buyers down here. And let's see if we can get our move back up above there. Now, this is kind of similar to looking at your footprint charts, right? You know, you're looking at your high volume nodes, or you know, on the candle, or the bar, or you could be looking at your volume profile, or you could also be just you know looking at some maybe a big volume spikes someplace. Now we're gonna get stopped out on this one. All right. Well, there's still buying in here. Okay, we can still look for those aggressors to come back in. More time. Okay, this is where they came in. They were tested here already, so this is something to note, how they were already tested. So that means that you know, we found a few more buyers in here. But if we get sellers down below that area, then look out. We're going to drop. Let's see if we get some more accumulation in here. Oh, we are. Okay. All right, let's try this again here. Okay, come on, buyers. Let's see. You showed some interest in here. Now nothing. Now nothing. Okay, that was a bad idea there. Well, we'll see. It still may play out, but the idea is that we started to see some accumulation in here, and we did not come back up. I was looking for just the test up to here, and then up to here. And if we get our buyers in here, they may still do that. Still showing a little bit of interest, but they got to follow through. It's just not a little spurt of buying and then that's it. Got to see continuation here. Okay, so now let's see if we can get a little bit higher here. Showing some interest, but we got to see them get higher. They got to get traction here. Okay, here's a little bit of context here on the bid, so that's good. Now, this is where we've been talking about just the aggressor so far. We haven't been looking at the passive orders. Okay, so the passive orders are a really important part. I just wanted to demo these pullbacks into some of these areas in here, and then looking for the aggressors to support it. It's just one. It's you only have got one element though here in your order flow. Just the aggressive side. So we are looking for the basically the best trade is to look for both. The context between, and we want to see both the passive and aggressive in here. Okay, we want to see the demand in here. Well, let's see if we can get them up here. Okay, we got a pretty heavy edge down here in the volume profile. So this is another thing that we're kind of inching toward that 6,000 here. So we might get it here if our sellers come in, press here. Yeah, there we go. There's our sellers. No, get out of here. Okay, there's our retest back here. Okay, so now this is where the sellers came in. We've already retested, so we're looking again for sellers to come back in. Okay, looking for 6,000. I know there's some liquidity here at 02 as well. But, looking for those sellers to hit into this liquidity in here. It looks pretty good. In fact, I'm going to take another shot at it. And then I will take this off here at 6,000, and then I'll hold for a runner. Okay, that 02 liquidity did trade. All right, there's 6,000. Okay, and let's zoom out a little bit here. Well, that's originally what we were looking for. All right. So this is our other level or swing right here, and that's where our next take profit is, around this 88. That's not bad. Or, down into this kind of a bigger move would be, well, we got the figure at 50, which isn't bad either. Or maybe down to the swing here around 30. Okay, for a higher time frame move. Okay, so the sellers met the buyers here, and we're starting to find some aggressors here. See if we get a bit more selling at the bottom edge here. So this is not looking too good either at the moment, because we had the demand met here, and then we're bouncing above it here. So I'll get out if we get buyers back up above here. But other than that, though, we're going to kind of hold here and look for the continuation move. Okay, more and more aggressive buyers. Did not tangle with this '06 liquidity, though. Okay, this is where those guys came in, right around here, and also down here at 6,000. So let's see if the sellers can test them back down here. No, it doesn't look like it. Keep on finding some demand here by the aggressors. And a little volatility back and forth. Okay, who's going to win the battle here? Let's see it, sellers. You've got it right here. And nope, not yet. Not yet. Now, there's just more buyers still coming in. The chart's telling us that. I'm just looking to see if we can get down below here on some heavy selling here. Because right now it's the same thing we were just looking at. The buyers come in. Right in here, we had our supply or our demand met here by the sellers, and then all of this in here has been buying so far. Okay, so now we see the aggressors come in, and they did trade into this supply here. Okay, now so the handshake was made here. Now I'm very curious to see if we still see more demand in here. by the aggressors. Okay, or is this just a stop run? I mean, we know it is. There's 80, 82 in here. Is there still more aggressive demand, though, is the question. Trying. Interesting moves. Like it's possible now we get the move we're looking for down here after the retest back up in here. Okay, here's our kind of our POC or high volume node, and we're looking for the move away from that on heavy selling. Okay, if we start to see that, we can add to the position. Again, this is not a recommendation. This is just showing, like, looking at order flow, supply and demand, and then putting it together within trade management. Okay, again, more demand, still seeing it. Really, like, we're kind of basically the chart's telling us to get out. What I'm just kind of curious about, yeah, we're going to get stopped out here. What I'm curious about is if we can see the move, the sharp move below here, and we didn't get it, and that's the trap we're looking for. Would be these buyers in here, and then sellers come in here, and then move it away. Now you can see the buyers firmly taking control here. Okay, and then we got out. We got stopped out here on that one. So we took some partial here and then got stopped out on the remainder. Okay, and then look at the demand now, right? So the decision, or you can see that basically all in this area in here, we're going to see a beautiful stop run here to the upside. Anyone selling in here is going to be getting out up in these areas up in here. All right, let's look for the next thing. Okay, so we'd be looking for the test right into here, actually, and that's where it's testing right now. Okay, and is there demand here? Right here. Open the Trader Map Lite or Trader Map Pro version here. I'm going to jump over to Rhythmic and the Trader Map Lite so we can see the heat map a little bit better. You can trade off of this version in here. If you guys are interested in trading off of TraderMap Lite or TraderMap Pro, you can. You will need to get the new beta version of Bookmap. Okay, so I'm going to trade from it, but I'm going to route my trades here from TraderMap Pro into my rhythmic symbol here. Okay, so this is where it's going. In fact, if you guys want, we have the new multi-account here. That didn't work. Yeah, I have to do that beforehand. Well, this is an alpha version of Bookmap, so it might not be playing too well with this new multi-account. All right, so let's see here. Anyway, so you will need to have the beta version. You can go to bookmap.com/current/beta. Okay, and then you can trade from this chart here. Okay, off your TraderMap Lite or TraderMap Pro. Okay, let's see the demands meeting supply up in these areas up in here. Okay, I would anticipate a pullback after this. Let's just wait for the aggressors. There they come. Okay, and then again, we might see some demand off of this little area in here. So now if I start to see the sellers down below this 16 level here, that's where I'm looking for a break. Okay, here's some selling right to it here. Okay, and through it now, and through it. Okay, so let's see if we can get a bit of a pullback here. And no pullback. Okay, that's tough. Okay, so we don't find demand until we get back down below the swing. It's in the order book here, and now we're starting to see some aggressors on the buy side come in. But he's still looking at this 16 level here. We didn't get our pullback there, but we might now. All right, here we go. and still more demand. Let's jump back and we're going to take a look at our higher time frame in here and see what's going on, our 15-minute and our hour chart. This was the swing we're looking at in the hourly. There's another one down here as well, and that was at our O2 level, and that's where we got filled on that at 6,000, and then we see this kind of reaction off of that. Well, what's happening on the 15-minute chart? Okay, well, we retested back up here. Okay, the buyers did, and we see them coming back again. Okay, so it looks pretty good actually. Like at least by the candlesticks, we'd look for the move back up to the swing here. That would be about 21 or so, right? A lot of liquidity there though. And then up here at 26, 27, a lot of liquidity as well, starting to come in. All right, well, let's take a look at our bigger picture, supply and demand in here. A lot of liquidity traded up here. We did not get to the swing up here, as you guys can see. And that's what we're just looking at in the 15-minute candlestick chart. And we have a lot of liquidity that got filled. That's why we get the pullback. Okay, and then now we're looking to see for more aggressive demand here. See if they can tangle with the supply up in these areas here. Okay, it looks pretty good. Looks to me like we've got enough buying pressure in here to inch up and at least trade up into this 22. Okay, there we go. There's a little pullback, and do we get more demand again? They didn't quite trade with 22. Trade into this liquidity here, but not 22. That is the higher level of liquidity. Okay, you guys can see the demand levels in here, right here. Okay, so this is kind of a little bit of a critical point here. If we get our sellers moving it away here, there they go. Let's see it now. They're retesting here the swings, but and it's not enough selling here to justify anything. But I'm curious to see if we do see them start to pick up at this point. Oh, and we still see buyers coming back up. So it looks like 22 is going to trade. Okay, just shy of 22 here. You can see it kind of exhaust out here. It's pretty interesting. I wouldn't think that. Let's see if we get another retest by these buyers here. Yeah, looks like they're going to trade into it. Maybe through it, maybe up to 20, that 26, 27 area here. We'll see. This is what we mean by, when we look at this and start to understand at some of these levels, the supply and the demand, it, we just don't see the buyers meet that selling up here. Okay, so find it, go back into the middle of the range, of the small range in here, and then retest back down to the swings and the lows. Okay, and then again we find some demand here. Now this looks like enough demand. In fact, we can probably take a shot at that and just trade it up to 22. All right, I think I'm going to move it up even higher here and look for this 25, 26 level. Because this is, we're still kind of caught in this battle here. We're finding some demand. And if we can get back up to this 22, we should be able to trade through it. They shied away from it in these areas in here, but it seems like there's interest in this area in here to trade up into it. Starting to find it in here. I'm going to move my stop just to demo this. I don't like moving stops, but there's the swing and there's high liquidity here. Okay, so that's what I'm interested in, is like this supply meets the demand here and here. Okay, and then let's see if we can get the move higher. They got to show up right here, 16. See it, buyers. No. No, not looking good. No, that was our level. That was our thought. And we also had this is where the buyers came in here too. So we had a bunch of different things to look at. Okay, still might get it here. Still might get it right in here. See that demand? Let's see. No, not. We're seeing more sellers here still. Well, we had our, this is the idea, and I would do it again and again. We traded into the demand in here and started to see a bit of well, we saw it up in here, and this is where it looked like we've seen it a million times. It trades back down into the swings like this. We get our demand up above in here, and we move back up here, and not this time. Okay, so we gave it one more shot and look for it to trade into this high liquidity here. And we're getting our answer here. We're not seeing any demand at all. About our higher time frame again. Okay, so this is where you just kind of curtailed off here. Back down into this swing here. Okay, stop run 49 here. And then we have also an iceberg coming in. Okay, some high liquidity at the swing. All right, so high liquidity, high liquidity. Now I'm looking for some exhaustion in here by that sell side. Okay, let's see if they trade with this high liquidity at 06. Yeah, starting to. Okay, that would be our pullback to here. And let's see if we get our buyers now. You guys can see the CVD going up here. I mean, due to the buying coming in here. High liquidity at 06. That 06 is completed here, traded. Still more supply. Okay, dropping lower here. A lot of divergence here in CVD, as you guys can see. Okay, so we know there's a lot of buying in here. So let's see if we can get a little more divergence on more of a fractal in here. I'm just really curious. I'm curious about this buy side. I'm kind of, I know it's a down day, and we see the move into 6,000, and I'm looking for it to go lower. But I'm really curious about all this buying in here. And with a CVD like this, or more getting filled on the bid on the way down, I'm very curious to see if we get our exhaustion from that sell side here. And then get these aggressors to come in here. Let's see, Stephen, you've got Trader Map Pro, and you've got the cross BBO. Is that right? Okay. Would it mean something if the best bid shifts up higher? I think you'd have to show me. I don't know if you have an example, Stephen. Not sure I quite follow. All right, guys, this is a weird one. I mean, it would be just for my own curiosity. Again, I'm taking some of these trades, and they're not. I should probably not do this. I'm doing it to just kind of have some skin in the game here. Okay, I see what you're saying, Stephen. But if we look for something higher probability, we just have to sit around and wait, right? Whereas I'm very curious in the aggressors here right now coming in because of all of this buying that we're seeing, and then then we can like follow it and put some management around it, and that's kind of worthy in its own right, so that if it works out or doesn't work out, well, how do we manage it? But it's not high probability stuff here. It's when we have this really nice kind of context between the two, we have many more boxes checked in our setups checklist and what we're looking for, and then that's when we have something. Okay, and then we can look for that for a much more likely move to unfold. Okay, and I don't have that here, and in fact, looks like we're going to come down into this O2 liquidity here if we don't get enough of these buyers in here. This is the kind of the pullback in here in that CVD, and then the rebound or the follow through is to the downside typically. But I'll take a shot at this just because I'm really curious about all of this buying in here. And we did see the bid get filled on the way down here. Okay, and in fact, I'm going to do the same thing again here, and that is to move below the high liquidity here. Okay, and then we can move our take profits way up by the high liquidity as well. Right, it's starting to at least look like a setup for a reversal. Okay, we broke the swing here. We're seeing more buyers come in. We've gotten the bid filled down in here. So it's looking better. And now see how they're bidding up here at 03. Okay, that's new. So that's good as well. The CVD, the indicators at DNT do not work yet on the higher time frame alpha version. Okay, none of the indicators do. I think it's rather difficult for the developers to make that happen at the moment. Yeah, so looks like, Stephen, what you've got here is you filtered the heat map. And that looks like you're using either TraderMap Pro or some other filter. Well, you've got to be using TraderMap Pro for this condition here. Yeah, you can use the cross BBO. Here, let me show you where it is. This indicator here should be able, yeah, cross BBO, this one, right? And then you can put another best bid and offer in here. Okay, and then that works really nicely with the TraderMap Pro. And in fact, you can come up to your, you know, what is it, hide or configure visible components, and then hide the best bid and offer, right? And then just show the best bid and, or the cross BBO. Okay, that will show the best bid and offer. Okay, does that make sense? Does that answer your question, Stephen? I hope so. You're experiencing some some issues here with rollback feature. You mean going back in? Well, I'm not sure what you mean by the rollback function. I mean, you can just download and install the 7.5 production version if you like, and that's no problem. That's true too, Alois. I always just download these versions of Bookmap. Well, I don't know. I find it very comfortable, at least. They set it up so you can go to bookmap.com/current, and it will always be /current, and then slash could be production, and that'll be 7.5, or it could be, you know, current/beta. That'll be the beta 7.5 or 7.6, I mean, and then /alpha. But I don't think you guys will have access to that one yet. There is no alpha version available at this time. Or like Alois is saying, you can go to log into bookmap.com and then download the production version there as well. Well, they're still bidding up here, but we can still see, like, you know, this is what reversals take a bit, take a while, and this may fail. You know, right now it made a slightly higher high here, and they are bidding up underneath here. So I'm curious to see if this will work out or not. But it's been a pretty heavy sell-off so far, and we really just kind of, you know, not much of a trade into 6,000. and there's more liquidity underneath as well. Yeah, here come the sellers, right? So trading into this 04, now 03, and then 02 just here. Okay, it's transacting. Okay, 6,000 down below that. It's going to be a beautiful stop run. All of this in here. This is why I do not like CVD, because it gets me interested in this, and then this is what happens here. It does not matter if the sellers get down below some of this. Look out, you know. And it really matters. What matters is not CVD throughout over here. What matters is here on the right edge. We've seen this move so many times. Okay, you got it, Shark. Okay, great. Well, again, I mean, look at this in here. Like it's still, this might be the head of the Head and Shoulders. Okay? Or it just might be trend continuation. We don't know yet. But there are buyers coming in. That's for certain. Okay. And we're just kind of hanging out and waiting to see. And here, let me show you again from our education from the Learning Center in here, the reversal pattern, reverse Head and Shoulders in here. I know you guys have seen this many times over, but it just holds true.
Bookmap.
These buyers, this is what unfolds here. The selling, heavy selling into high liquidity, heavy selling into high liquidity. On the pullback here, very little buying typically, but then we start to see some buying, and we start to see the trend line kind of break, or it starts to kind of flatten out a little bit. Then we get this one push into the head, and then we see a lot more buying. We start making equal highs. At that point, we're just looking for less selling, bidding at a higher level here, and then more buyers coming in here. That's when we're looking for the potential for the reversal, and a potential for a continuation after that. What? Then like this here, right? But the reversal here, like, it could be kind of tricky right in this area in here. At least I find it tricky. I like to I show a more aggressive way to manage it in here, and also for entry is rather aggressive. But you're looking for that shift and change in the order flow right here. Okay? This is where you see the shift and the change, the volume and the order flow shift, and then here is when you start to see those aggressors come in. I look to take some off at the top of the range in here, and then hold for the runner, and then maybe even get back into a continuation here, which is the other strategy that you see up here, continuation pattern in here. Okay, so you can put those two together. And again, buyers are fighting back here, right? So again, let's start to identify where the buyers are. Okay, we know they're here, 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 in here. We know they're transacting at a higher level in here, and they're still down below here. So we may have to go a little bit lower still and find more buyers here. Then we're looking for the aggressive buyers to take control and to trade back up to the high liquidity here, here, and up in here. And that's what we're looking for, and that would kind of be the complete picture. Okay, we haven't made that transition yet. So we don't know. We don't know if there's still more supply, more supply coming in, hitting the bid into these buyers down in these areas here. We are starting to flatten out though, as you can see. Okay, here's our trend line. And you can see how it's starting to flatten out. Okay, so let's see if we can get back up to like here, back up to the swing around 8. And again, look at CVD. Look at the divergence here. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty big divergence. It's meaningless though until you see these buyers take control. And they have not taken control yet. Although you see them trying, they have not taken control yet. Okay, once we do, God, we can even trade it back up to here at this 08. This might be it here. Let's see if they can trade through the high volume node here. Starting to see them come in. Pull back to here. Okay, more buyers. All right, so let's do it again. Let's look for it. And then that'll allow us to take some off here at 08. Or maybe in front of 10. Right? Okay, there they are. I'll take another one, in fact. Okay, and again, I want to get out at around this 10 or 09 level. This is a different trade now, kind of looking for some momentum here. Okay, because we're kind of waiting for this shift here, and it looks like we got it. Okay, pull back to the buyers here. Okay, more buying pressure. Okay, for all practical purposes, this is looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Again, not a trade recommendation, but we're just kind of following this in real time. Right, and then that way we can start to manage it a bit too. In fact, I might even want to take one of these and bring it up here to 14. And look for, again, where in front of high liquidity as the aggressors come in. That's what we're looking for. And also where the aggressors, I'm sorry, yeah, where the sellers came in, but also the high liquidity on the offer. Okay, because we're looking for these aggressors to lift the market now. This is what we're looking for, is them to take control. And it looks like it. I mean, we found buyers on the way down. We had outlined, and we're starting to find the aggressors here now on the buy side. Now we just need to give it a little bit of time here and let's see if it can play out. Let me see if there's any questions. Tube. No. Okay. Okay, so well, we took some off here, and still, so this is what we're looking for, and we kind of front ran it here, but this is what now we're looking for, these buyers here, these aggressors, to start to tangle with the high liquidity on the offer. Okay, and this could be our continuation here. See if we get enough buyers in here. And look for that continuation on up. All right, so second target hit. Have not traded into 14, and that's really going to be kind of a crucial level here. If we can trade through 14. This is where those sellers came in, and we see a lot of aggressive supply that moved it. They're in control of the market here, and this is where there was also a lot of supply on the passive side on the offer. Got to see the buyers trade through this area. We'll probably hack around in here for a bit. And just maybe kind of fill this area in for a bit here. But I'm gonna hold for kind of a bigger move here, looking for the high liquidity up around this 26, 27 level, and just manage it as we go. Okay, but that's what I am doing at the moment. Let's see, any questions? So it took a while here to find something kind of decent, and looks still pretty good in here. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And we'll see if that plays out or not. Let's see, DNT, did I say the higher time frame? Okay. No, this is what yeah, I just kind of outlined DNT, what I'm looking for at the moment. Now again, I think this is kind of a critical area here. I would assume there's going to be a pullback here and probably back down to about 09 after trading into this 14 level here, right? And we'll see. I mean, there might be, this is the thing, like, it's always that context in here. So here, there's, some supply. This is where we trade into, but there is still more demand here, and we trade up to the next level. Okay, and is there still more demand? Yeah, it looks like it. So then we're looking for the next level, 18, right? But we typically assume that, if the buyers meet the sellers here, we typically have a pullback. Right? It just depends. The context is, if there's just more in demand in here, they'll just trade right through it. Traders, will continue to buy, and we'll continue to go higher. And that's where what we can do, DNT and Shark, is look at that in terms of the size of the dots, right? Sometimes that gives a really good insight a lot of times, because the size of these dots in here, like right now, it's like we said, the 18 would probably be the next level. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised. We traded through 14 like this, and all it did was kind of slow it down a little bit. And there's still more demand in here. Okay, well, there is. So it's going higher, and that's that's fine. But we want to understand, like, how powerful is that buying in here, and this demand in here. And this is exactly what we saw on the way down. Okay, so, and this is what we're looking for on the way up, is trading up into some of these levels in here. Yeah, and well, we're trading up to this swing here, and yeah, I would anticipate this is probably where we'll see some profit taking and a pullback here. We might not make it up into 26, 27 liquidity up here. Okay, but this is pretty powerful. Okay, and it took us a while in here. I mean, there's all sorts of kind of back and forth in here. And we thought we had it in here due to all of this buying in here, and it didn't work out. It was, still more selling pressure, and traded through. Okay, so yeah, now we're getting our bigger pullback. Now that makes some sense here too. We have 3 different levels of high liquidity in here after trading through these. So I would look for the pullback to about here, maybe this 15 or 14 level. You want to see me hold this all day long? Okay, I'll hold it up until here. I mean, we'll see. Yeah, so here's our pullback, and again, now see where the sellers came in here. This is where we got to get back up above on that buying. It's always a question, like at some of these areas of these higher highs, or at these highs, is there still people interested in taking this higher? And that's what we want to judge. So far, so good. I mean, they're still here. Now we had a stop run, okay, but still kind of looking for that move up into this high liquidity. It seems like there is still some interest up in here. And that's exactly, DNT, why we look at some of these areas in here and look for that exhaustion. Are they still interested? Right, so we see the exhaustion here, but they counter. We see, again, it was just a pullback, and now we do see some buying, not a whole lot, but some. So they're still interested in trading up here. Now look at the exhaustion again, and sellers starting to come in. Okay, so lack of interest. That's where I start to look at this and say, I'm out. But a lot of times you'll just get a pullback, come back up again, and then all of these sellers are trapped if you can get moving back up above here, and they become the natural buyers up into that high liquidity. And that's the trap. That's kind of that's what I was looking for earlier, is like, well, this would be the trap if we can get that that kind of quick move down below, and then really start moving. That was back over in earlier in the webinar, but we did not get it. Okay, so a lot of selling again up in here. Now, are they getting traction? No, not yet. Look at the selling in here, CVD. Look at the red dots, but the price is still up here, has not moved out of this little range here. So yeah, this looks like a squeeze to me. Look at the bid. Look at the bid underneath here. Okay, just a little bit of buying in here, and we can get a real nice squeeze. Okay, demand at a higher level. Now it's up to the aggressors to move it. Okay, we see the passive demand in here in the bid. Okay, that's good. But now we need to see the aggressive demand in here move price. And nothing yet. Okay, here's that shift move potentially here. Okay, let's see it one more. This is where we need the real move here, up here. Okay, and then that stop run. All right, if we don't get it on this swing here, we'll end the webinar. But yeah, that's what we're looking for. I'm not going to wait for another swing. Tom B is up next. He's already streaming, I believe. And I think that's it for the day. Let me see here. Our calendar under education. Scroll down a bit. Yeah, that's it for the day. Yeah, it's a short week, guys. So this is the setup we're talking about. Looking for a beautiful squeeze here. Looking for a big move here and a pretty quick one too. Okay, we got part of it. That was it. All right, that's it, guys. We'll call it a day. Thanks for coming, everybody. So let's see. We'll see you next week. Don't forget the deals that we're having if you're interested in. Let's just go to the home page again. Right off the home page here, 50% off the MBO bundle, the stops and icebergs that we're looking for here. We had, some of these stops here to the downside. And then here's our nice stop to the upside, but I'm still looking for more. I'm looking for a couple hundred here. I'm anticipating that. Now 98 is not bad, but here we go. Let's see. Now, and we have an iceberg here, 253, that traded right in front of it. So and we don't know how much is behind that, and we'll see how much this guy has probably in just a minute here. But anyway, this is a whole nother context and level that offers a tremendous amount of transparency into the market, and understand that context of smaller players using stops and larger players using iceberg orders. So we've got that, and then 50% off that for the first month, and then the 30% off the global plus annual as the kind of New Year's special here, as you guys can see. That will end on January 2nd. So just you can click on the link here, and that'll take you and instruct you about how to get these deals if you're interested. Okay. All right, so let's see here. Any last minute questions? That was fun. It was kind of some back and forth, and they're a little painful. But it was not a bad a reversal. And you know, you can see, depends on the time frame. You know, you can see it really trying and trying and trying down here, but it's these clusters of buying first, and then all of that on the offer, on the bid getting filled on the way down. So finding buyers, and then we're looking for the aggressors, and for them to now take control and to trade into high liquidity on the offer, right? So yeah, we're you know, just seeing if we can get back up into this higher level up in here of high liquidity around this 26, 27 level. And you can see right now it's not, there's just not enough. The bid looks pretty good, but we got to find those aggressors. Those are the ones that are move the market here. Okay, the green dots, the market buy orders. Thanks for coming, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you next week. Okay, yep. Take care. Bye-bye.